Good afternoon, my name is Paola Cross. I'm a student from Tarrant County College. I'm here to present the topic, very interesting for me because it's related to the field that I'm working currently at. And I'm a technical writer for the F-35 program. And the topic that I chose today was women in aviation. So I'm gonna show you briefly what is the whole topic about. So she believed she could, so she did. That was a very good phrase that Amelia Earhart used. She is the first female pilot. Then she flew solo across the Atlantic. Some women in history, they make a lot of contributions to aviation. I'm gonna mention some of them. We're gonna talk about Harriet Quimby. She was the first woman to get her U.S. pilot license and fly across the English Channel. Another one, very well known, is Bessie Coleman. She was the first woman, African American and Native American descent, to get a pilot license. She struggled a lot to get her license, and I'm going to talk about it later. We have also Fol Fairgone Omar, first female aviation mechanic. I can relate to her because I'm a mechanic as well. Then we have Yvonne Pope Sins. She is the first female air traffic controller at Gatwick Airport and Britain's first commercial airline pilot. We also have Eileen Collins. She was one of the first women pilots to go to space shuttle. Most people don't know, but she was one of the first ones. And least, but not last, Norma Jean Daughtry. Most people don't know about her. She was a cultural icon for World War II. She was representing women on all the factories, building the shipyards and building aircrafts for World War II. Later she became famous, and most people know her as Marilyn Monroe. She was actually working for many years, and she was 18 years old, as worker for aircrafts. Aviation has up and downs, but aviation mostly was a men's job for most part for many decades. Women were ignored, diminished, not well respected for what they did on their field, but they didn't realize the many contributions that the women did for aviation fields in the beginning of World War II. Women play an important role, and still today, in aviation. They pilot, help build aircrafts, they maintain aircrafts, they help build systems that keep aircraft flying safely today. To name one of the women in history that we talked about in the presentation before, I picked two of them. I picked Bessie Coleman. Like I said, she was one of the African American pilots. They got her license, but she faced many problems, many obstacles to get it. She had to travel to France because she was not allowed to get it in the US because of the racism part of it. She was a female, and only a female, but she was a black African American, and they were not allowing her to get her license, so she had to fly to France to get it, because that was also considered a men's job in US, so they did not allow her. Another clear example of determination was Amelia Earhart. She became the first woman, like I said, to fly across the Atlantic as a passenger. She gained fame from this, but also by her contributions to the aviation. She became the first woman to fly the Atlantic solo in 1932. In 1935, she became the first person to fly solo across the Pacific from Honolulu to Oakland. 2 years later, Amelia and her navigator, Fred Noonan, began their around-the-world flight from Miami Passport. After completing 22,000 miles of their journey, they were last seen on takeoff from Lae, New Guinea, July 1937. Like I said before, for decades, aviation was only related to men. We're gonna talk now about sexism in aviation. Most people don't relate aviation to females. They relate aviation to males only. But in reality, we are growing in numbers every year. Every year you see more pilots, every year you see more mechanics out there helping not only on the commercial side, but in the military side, on the field. So, like I said before, men are dominating this field, and you don't see a lot of CEOs, directors from aviation companies. It's mostly 94% are males. But the number are increasing slowly. Like I said, it's another example here. Most people relate to us like we cannot even drive a car. That's why I kind of put this picture right here. They don't consider us as people that we can pilot an aircraft. We cannot even drive, we cannot pilot an aircraft, so I was kind of funny that that's 30%. There are many examples of sexism today in aviation environments. Some of them very recent. Some happened in Air Canada with some nude pictures of women being left in the flight deck because they were trying to make fun of females inside the aircraft. Even today, there are members of general public who still uncomfortable seeing a pilot, female pilot, going to fly their aircraft if they're going somewhere else. They don't trust females, basically. So, sexism is a problem. They're still working on it. Hopefully we will come out with a resolution sooner. I like this very topic about women building in the airline industry because I can relate to that. I started 20 years ago building aircrafts, so I like to talk about this topic. As you can see, you have military women working, fixing engines in the aircraft. And also, not only that, but working with weapons as well in different parts of the country and worldwide. The government, meanwhile, continue to call for more women in the workforce. They need a woman to work in all kinds of jobs, like I said before, not just on those munitions, which is weapons, or military related. They wanted like in vehicles, they wanted to do jobs that are considered mainly for males. And everything started when they were working at World War II. The government decided to sponsor a magazine, and they call it Women at Work Cover Promotion. They wanted publishers to push all kinds of employment vital for war jobs. Everyday civilian jobs were vital as well, not just the factory jobs like I said before. The slogan promotion was, and this is kind of funny, the more women at work, the sooner we win, because they did this based on work. Knowledgeable people in the aviation industry are well aware that female pilots and mechanics are and have been unquestionably equal in skills levels with their male counterparts. In fact, some studies show that female pilots are generally less risk-taking and thus arguably safer compared to male pilots. Either way, there is no evidence indicating that female pilots are inferior in any way. I present some of the pictures of me working on military aircrafts because that's what I did for a living. Like I said, now I do technical writing, but we are contributing for the military, and my job personally is to make sure that the aircrafts are safe in flight and the pilots are safe in flight as well. Not only that, the mechanics as well, so they won't get hurt. My job is to make sure that all the jobs that I do on time, they are safe for the whole fleet. And that's my presentation, guys. Thank you for coming. I appreciate your help and support to me, and thank you for the waiting.